What's up, guys? This is the HXW Raptor by Avet, and I just down spooled it, pulled all the Jerry Brown off of it so we can get it spooled up with the Xtreme braids, 12 strand, hollow core. So we can see what it takes to fill it up for one, casting, and then two, for max spool capacity on the reel. What we've been doing is keeping a running tally of what our casting line capacity would be in yardage, and then full spool. Right here we've got the SX, got the MXL, LX, and what we need now is our HXW. This is our final test for the 65 pound in spooling for max line capacity, so that way if you're ever in the market to look at using the Xtreme braid to fill up your reels, this will give you an idea of what spools you need to order. Now let's get this show on the road. Alright, I'm going to take a second right here to let you know what's going on. We've been using the same spool of Xtreme braid to spool up our SX, our MXL, our LX, and now our HXW. However, we have hit the max that we got on the LX, which was 855 yards. We're at now at 856. We're going to continue investigating the line to see if there's any more flaws or anything we should be concerned about. We were spooling one of the other reels. We found one of the frays and some of the defects in the line, but like I said, so most of those, all except for that fray, happen with all braids. So I don't want you to worry really about that. Now the fray though, we have to get to the bottom of that and find out what is actually going on with that, or how did it happen. Because for one thing, you know, any company willing to improve and willing to listen, I'm willing to help out and do whatever we can to help them out. So stay tuned. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with the Xtreme braid 65 pound 12 strand on our HXW, made by Avet, also made in America. So here we go. Well, we just passed up 1,000 yards, and we're coming up to about the spot where I would stop for setting this reel up for casting, and I would say it's about right there. And so we've got a little over 1,000 yards of the 65 pound Xtreme braid on an HXW Raptor. And there you go. Nice little gap for when you want to cast out with the MC. Mind you, there's only 24 of these made. 12 are black and 12 are blue. And we were able to get number 1 and number 2 in-house. And there you go. Again, it's hollow core 65. So, to tell you the truth, looking at this, I really don't think the 1200 yards that's on this spool is going to be enough, but we are going to find out. Follow along. All right, I found a, see if I can hold this. Okay. Yeah, there it is. It looks like a bunch of hairs that got caught in the line. And see what that does, it creates a lot of rough edges on a rather smooth braid. And those are the little nicks that get caught in the rocks and sharp edges that will make a cutoff happen. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, and you can see them right there, right there, right there. I'll flip it over. See all the nicks now? That's not good. So I'm going to cut this section out, splice it in, and then go back to spooling. Well, as I suspected, there was not enough line on a 1200 yard spool to fill up an HXW with the 65 pound. One of the things I could do is add the 80 pound to it, and it'll give us a good rough estimate of what it would take to actually fill up the HXW with the 65, because between 65 and 80, there's not much difference in line thickness. There's not much. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to splice in, finish spooling it off, because right now we're at 1197. Obviously, spool knot to get started on spooling this reel is what's taking up that extra yardage. So this was right on the money for the line count. However, not enough to fill up the reel. So there it is. 1197, like I said. The extra yardage would be right there where I tied the knot. And as you can tell, I still got quite a bit of gap there. So I'm going to go ahead and splice in the 65, or I'm going to splice in the 80 pound 12 strand to the 65 and go ahead and get it filled up, and let's see what it takes there. Like I said, it's not going to be much difference, but let's go ahead and do it anyways. Oh, side note, the spool was hard all the way through, meaning there was no loose line on it. And this one sounds the same way, so that's one good thing. However, yes, again, there is nowhere for us to use our drum right here. And let's see what we got. So, what I did was I used my little spicker there to tell me where I got to drill my hole. Awesome. There we go. There you go. There's the splice between the 65 and the 80 pound. and it looks pretty sick. And the only reason you can tell where it's at is because they're two different colors. If they weren't for the two different colors, you wouldn't even be able to tell. Nice. Okay. Alright, so it's safe to say that if we had done it with straight 65, we would have hit the 1,300 yard mark, since we had to finish off the rest with the 80 pound. We got 1,296. That is the HXW topped off with Xtreme braid, the 65, 1,200 yards, and had to use the 80 pound. So this has been a fun-filled journey with the 65-pound Xtreme braid 12 strand onto the SX, the MXL, the LX, and finally the HXW. However, it was not enough to totally fill it up using a 1,200 yard spool. So if you're ever going to attempt it, be sure to get a bigger spool, or let them know that maybe you need a 1,500 yard. I know that they've got some pretty cool increments that you can purchase the braid at, but like I said, this is just the start of our journey. Now I'm going to have to down spool to take off this braid, unsplice it, because now I'm going to use the 80 pound, and I'm going to do the same thing with my HXW, my LX, MXL, and the SX for the next 4 videos, so that way y'all can check them out. Again, subscribe to our channel, let us know how we're doing. We definitely have a lot more videos coming out, a lot more new reels coming y'all's way, so stay tuned. You never know what's going to happen. You know, that's why it's called fishing.